Hi everyone, it's Mike Fay, May 9th, 2017, and here's my first try at 3D printing. My issue is that I got this alarm clock from Lacrosse. I'm pretty picky about alarm clocks. It's got to have a particular face, big characters, atomic time, a number of different features. This had everything I liked, except, as I found out later, one serious problem. This big snooze button in the middle works just fine, but if you hit any other button along the top, it turns off the snooze. Now, it's very easy to accidentally turn off your alarm when you think you're snoozing. Okay, so I thought it would be a good excuse to try 3D printing. I did some Googling, and it seems that there's this place called Shapeways, which, I'm a beginner. I don't know what I'll ultimately find out, but it seems like a pretty good starting place. It has a lot of tools, a big community. I don't think it'll be expensive, although I'm not finished yet to say for sure. You have a number of materials you can use, even gold, just all kinds of things. But I will be using this one called Strong and Flexible Plastic, and it has a lot of information concerning things like how thick your walls should be and stuff like that. Quite interesting. Okay, and then it has associated with it something called TinkerCad, which is actually scaled down from AutoCAD. It's got these tutorials. They're all very simple. It only takes 60 seconds to go through most of these and get you started. So I got pretty excited. So first of all, I was going to need some good measures of exactly what I'm trying to do with this alarm clock. I tried just putting a ruler across the top of it, but you can see how you're having sort of parallax problems. If you get the camera close for a good picture, you get focus problems and also point of view problems. So next, I tried doing a rubbing across the top of it and then measure that rubbing, but that too was a bit problematic. And so finally, what I did was I put it on my 600 dpi scanner and scanned it, and in fact it was kind of hard to line up, get this exactly aligned so that I could try to make sure I was having good XY measures. You can see right here I've got this body where these two clamshells meet here. This is pretty well aligned here, from here to here, right at this same joint. But you can see like this bar across the buttons is not quite aligned. Anyway, I went with the body measurements. And so I used this to get some very precise pixel counts. And in fact, at 600 dpi and 25 millimeters per inch, that's about 24 pixels per millimeter, which is to say you're measuring down to a micron level per pixel almost. So it was really very pretty exact measures. And if you watch the lower right hand corner down here while I'm doing this, you can see that as you make these bounding boxes, it's telling you exactly how many pixels there are. So I could do something like go like this to bound this button and then get some real exact pixel measures off of it. Okay, so finally I had some good measures, and I've been making some tries, and now, so here's the actual thing that I've been making. I've got what you might call a foundation that's going to go along the bottom of the buttons and hold it all together, and then I have these sort of trigger guards where the buttons come up through. I have not yet made the hole for the big snooze bar, but it will have some, it will have this same amount of edge that you see here, which is 1.2 millimeters actually. And so I wanted to show you me doing this clearing process right here. You see how this got a nice good hole in it? All these have sort of been built out of what we have going on here is actually one, two, I've got one, two, and then a third circle to make this thing. You see the two orange circles and then a red bar. And then I came in and also put in holes in the middle, two holes in the middle of the circles, and then a hole in the middle of the rectangle there. The hole's actually sitting up above it. It's actually easier to do these measurements and get things aligned at the bottom. So now that I've got your attention, what I'm fixing to do here is I'm going to cause this to become all cleared up by hitting the group button here. Fingers crossed. Bam. Was that cool? So here's my button bar again, and so now I just need to make the cutout for the snooze bar, which will not have guard walls behind it. So it's kind of cool, isn't it? I actually kept, after I had my initial measures for how wide the buttons are, because they're all the same height as you see here, the Y measurement, then I just kind of kept making copies of these, like, so there's two buttons that I brought down here, and there's another block that I brought down here, and then you can just change its size and everything however you want. So it took some time, but ultimately I'd say doing all those measures and figuring out how to do the measures all took me about 60 to 120 minutes, but could be done much faster the second time I do them, just maybe 10 minutes. And then figuring all this out, I've gotten to a point. Doing all this took me about 90 minutes, but if I had to do it again, now that I know how to use it better, I probably could have designed this in 20 to 30 minutes. So, okay. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.